Hello?
Alright, pal. How are you doing? I'm just giving you a ring to say that your car's failed to MOT for the control arm bushes.
Oh,
They'll need sorting.
oh well. I'll fix it myself. Just drop it off.
No bother.
Firstly, apologies for my terrible acting skills there. So I started by getting the car onto some blocks because it's too bloody low for the jack to get underneath. And then I got it up on axle stands and removed the wheels, so I had a little bit more clearance to get under the car. With these off, I could then crack out the WD-40 and start lubing up the bolts so that they would come off a lot easier. Okay, so car's jacked up, wheels are off, it's sat on axle stands, and you'll have just seen that I lubed up all of the bolts. I'm now just going to get the control arms out so that I can start removing the bushes. When in doubt, immediately go to using fire, because fire will get things out. Once the bolts had been lubed up and I'd used the blowtorch to heat the bolt up and get any of that stubborn rust to kind of break free, I could then go in with the ratchet spanner and loosen up the nuts. Because the bolt that the control arm sits on is kind of cone shaped, I had to attack it with a hammer to get it to jump off the cone. That's f***ing knackering. That control arm is now loose. Okay, so after many failed attempts at trying to get the control arm out, what I've decided to do is do it the way you're supposed to do it, and I'm going to drop the subframe and take the mounting bracket for the bushing out, and just do it that way. So I'm going to move the jack stands to the jacking points and then start taking the subframe out. So these bolts connect the chassis to the subframe and are necessary for dropping the subframe down to get to the control arm bushings. Okay, so because I'm going to be taking lots of bolts out and this job's probably going to take me longer than one day, so I'm going to be coming back to it. I'm going to take the bolts and I'm going to put them in a sandwich bag and label where they're supposed to go, so I don't forget which bolts are for what. Okay, so I've just taken one of the engine mount bolts out. I'm just going to take the second one out because that'll just help with tilting the subframe down. I'm now ready to take the bushes out. Yesterday it took way longer than it should have done because I've never dropped a subframe before and I was kind of figuring it out as I went. I had help from my mechanic friend who came over and helped me out. So I'm just going to go ahead and start taking the bushing housings out now. I'm now starting to realise that this would have probably been a way better idea to just completely drop the subframe, but Mama didn't raise no quitter, so I'm going to try and get them out like this. It's this bolt right here that I'm trying to get out. I managed to get this one out of the other side, so we'll just have to see how this goes. Now, the bolt that I'm trying to get out here is 18mm, and I only had a normal 18mm spanner. I didn't have a ratchet spanner, so I had to make small quarter turns to try and get this bolt out. Okay, so it's a new dawn, it's a new day, the sun is shining, and I've managed to get one of the control arm bush housings off after a lot of jiggery pokery and going at it with 2 crowbars and this massive long metal pole. But yeah, managed to get it out, just need to do the second one. Okay, so the second one's out. There's still a bit of the rubber left on the control arm, but I'm just going to get that off now. Oh! I've had the bushes pressed into the bush housings, so I'm going to spend today getting these fitted, getting it ready for its MOT, and then on Monday it goes for its MOT, and hopefully it passes. So I'm just going to crack on, get started, get as many clips of me doing it as I can. Let's go. The first step is I need to lube these up, get plenty of grease on the inside of these, because otherwise it'll be a pain in the arse to get in.
What did he say?
To get onto the control arm, sorry. So this is my bucket of grease. Lube that up nice and good. Lovely. So after 5 minutes of struggling trying to get that on.
I need a hammer, hammer is what I need.
Are you kidding me? Okay, so after a bit of a long ordeal, I've finally got it on. So, as you can see, the bushing is now on there. I was a bit of an idiot and I had the bush bracket upside down. Okay, so we're in the home straight now. Both of the control arm bushes are on. I've put all of the subframe bolts in. Dog bone mount, as you can see that like shiny silver piece there, I've just put those in. And then I just need to put the power steering, pump, fan in.
I feel claustrophobic. I'm claustrophobic, Darren.
I'm claustrophobic, Darren!
2 more bush carrier bolts to go in, the last 2. And then we're pretty much done and it's ready for its MOT. Okay, so apologies about the audio. For some reason my mics decided they didn't want to work. I don't know why, they're just not connecting to the camera. But everything is now back together. I've bolted everything back up. All that's left to do now is put the wheels back on, test drive it, and then take it for its MOT. Now, it's really important that you always torque your wheels up to spec, because you don't want your wheels coming off while you're driving, for obvious reasons. Okay, so the car is now back from its MOT and it passed, I would say with flying colours. However, it did also get some advisories for the tyres being worn and the classic oil leak but not excessive. So I was looking at getting some new tyres anyway, so we'll get some new tyres put on it eventually. But it's now time to take it for a test drive. One quick little thing before I set off on the test drive. In between the previous video and this one, I did also treat myself to a John Cooper Works carbon fibre gear knob. So I'm not going to make out like the changes that I've made have made a massive improvement on how the car handles and performs, because it hasn't. It was only a small change. The control arm bushes needed changing anyway for the MOT, and all I did was put some upgraded ones in. So you can feel it, the suspension is a little bit better, but it's not night and day different. The car just kind of feels a lot nicer to drive. It's maintenance, and you should do maintenance on cars. I also changed the dog bone mount while I was in there, so when you let off the throttle, you don't feel the engine kind of vibrating about. It feels a lot more, it just feels tighter, it feels nimble, it feels exactly how you would want it to feel if you bought this car brand new. That's kind of all you can ask for with maintenance, is that you just keep the car feeling good, and you make it feel trustworthy to be on the road, and not like you're going to go out for a drive in it and bits are going to fall off or you're going to break down. This car is it's just starting to become something really nice to drive, which is what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be fun, fast, but most importantly just be enjoyable to be in, and that's what this car is becoming, and it's shaping up to be, and I absolutely love it. I think the next video that I'm going to do on this will be the power upgrades. We're going to be fitting a reduced supercharger pulley and a new intercooler, and we should get a decent bit more power out of that and some more supercharger noise. One thing that I think really stands out with this car is just how good it looks. It's really shaping up to be a real head turner. Stone chips here and there, it's starting to show its age. It is coming up on 20 years old. But I think this car just looks really good. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to watch more of this kind of stuff, I'm going to be uploading more videos on this car and potentially other cars. So feel free to like the video and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.